The air in the grand mansion was thick with tension, and nobody could believe their eyes. The millionaire's fiancée, known for her elegance and charm in public, was acting in a way that left everyone in shock. The maid, trembling and desperate, tried to intervene, whispering for her to stop, but her pleas seemed to fall on deaf ears. In that moment, everyone in the room froze, unsure of what would happen next. What could possibly make a person with all the wealth and privilege behave like this, especially in front of a helpless baby? No one had expected the fiancée to act so recklessly, and yet there she was, defying every expectation. The tension grew as the maid's warnings grew more urgent, her fear apparent in every word and gesture. The baby, innocent and unaware, became the center of a dangerous showdown between two very different worlds, one of power and luxury, and one of care and humanity. What happens next changes everything, and it's a moment that no one in the mansion would ever forget. You'll be on the edge of your seat as the truth slowly comes out, revealing secrets, emotions, and decisions that could shock the world. The mansion had always seemed like a picture of perfection from the outside: pristine gardens, gleaming marble floors, and a lifestyle that most could only dream of. But behind those polished walls, tension simmered quietly, hidden beneath polite smiles and elegant dinners. The maid had worked in the household for years, quietly observing the fiancé's controlling and unpredictable nature, but nothing had prepared her for this day. The fiancée had always wanted things her way, and anyone who tried to question her authority often faced subtle but sharp consequences. The maid knew that confronting her directly was dangerous, yet she couldn't stand by while a tiny, innocent life was caught in the crossfire. She had seen flashes of her fiancé's temper before, moments where wealth seemed to feed arrogance, turning charm into cruelty, but this situation was unlike anything she had ever witnessed. Outside, the world had no idea what went on behind the mansion's doors. Friends and family admired the couple, envying their wealth and seeming perfection, unaware of the cracks that were widening in silence. And now, with the baby at the center of this brewing storm, every moment felt charged with suspense. Each glance, each whispered command, and every subtle movement hinted that something shocking was about to happen, and nobody could predict how it would end. The tension in the mansion grew heavier with every passing minute. The millionaire, completely unaware of the brewing chaos, was still upstairs, preparing for a business call that could change the course of his empire. Downstairs, the fiancé's eyes glinted with a mix of determination and impatience, her grip tightening on the situation in a way that made the maid's heart pound with fear. Every step she took, every word she muttered, seemed calculated, but for what purpose? No one could guess. The maid, though small in presence, carried the weight of years of experience in the household. She had learned to read the fiancé's moods, to anticipate the moments when her actions could spiral out of control. But this was different. The fiancée was ignoring warnings, her pride and desire for control overtaking any sense of reason. The baby's cries echoed softly through the room, pulling at the conscience of everyone present, yet the fiancée seemed almost impervious. Lost in her own world of authority and expectation, outside the mansion, whispers of the family's wealth and influence painted a perfect image, masking the fractures inside. Friends who envied the couple had no idea that a single mistake tonight could unravel everything. The conflict was no longer just about the fiancé and the maid. It had become a dangerous tug-of-war between power, innocence, and morality. And as the seconds ticked by, the atmosphere grew more electric, leaving everyone trapped on the edge of an unimaginable moment. The room felt almost frozen in time, each second stretching longer than the last. The maid's hands shook as she tried to maintain control, but the fiancé's boldness was unmatched. Her voice, sharp and unwavering, filled the air with commands that seemed to make the tension thicken like smoke. The baby's soft whimpers became urgent cries, echoing against the mansion's ornate walls, demanding attention no one could ignore. Every glance between the maid and the fiancé carried unspoken threats. The fiancé's face, usually composed and confident, flickered with frustration and something darker, a determination that seemed impossible to reason with. The maid knew she had to act carefully. One wrong move could escalate the situation beyond control. And yet, her instincts screamed that waiting silently would be even worse. In the hallway outside, footsteps approached, hinting that the millionaire might return at any moment. Unaware of the storm about to erupt in his home, the tension was a tangible force, wrapping itself around everyone in the room. Every movement, every whispered warning, every flicker of emotion hinted that something shocking was about to happen. The mansion's walls seemed to close in, the world outside oblivious to the unfolding crisis. The stakes were higher than ever. Innocence, power, and pride collided in a single, volatile moment. And in that heartbeat of suspense, no one could predict which side would falter first, or what the shocking outcome might be. Just as the tension seemed unbearable, a sudden sound from the grand staircase froze everyone in place. A soft creak, almost imperceptible, but enough to signal that someone else had entered the mansion. The maid's heart skipped a beat. She hadn't expected anyone to come in at this hour, and now the fiancé's attention snapped in that direction, her expression twisting into something unreadable. From the shadows appeared the millionaire's younger sister, someone no one had seen in weeks. Her presence added a new layer of unpredictability. Known for her sharp instincts and no-nonsense attitude, she had a reputation for uncovering truths others wanted hidden. Her eyes immediately darted to the baby and the tense standoff between the fiancé and the maid. Without a word, she stepped closer, her calm confidence contrasting sharply with the chaos in the room. The fiancé's carefully constructed control began to crack, her composure wavering as the sister's gaze pierced through her facade. The maid, sensing an unexpected halo or perhaps a new threat, tightened her grip on the baby, unsure of what the sister's arrival would mean. Suddenly, whispers of hidden motives, jealousy, and family secrets hovered in the air, intensifying the conflict. With the stakes now higher than ever, and multiple forces colliding in the mansion, the tension reached a new peak. Every heart raced as the scene teetered on the edge of an explosive revelation, leaving everyone made and the baby caught, in a moment that could change everything. The tension snapped like a live wire, as the millionaire's sister stepped forward, her voice cutting through the charged silence. "Enough," she said, firm but controlled, her eyes locking onto the fiancé. In that instant, the fiancé's carefully maintained world of control shattered. The maid, trembling but determined, held the baby close, finally feeling a flicker of hope that someone powerful might protect the innocent life in her arms. The fiancé's face twisted in rage and disbelief, but there was no one to command, no one to intimidate. The sister revealed what no one expected. She had known all along about the fiancé's manipulations, her selfish schemes, and even the way she had tried to assert dominance over the baby. With a calm but relentless determination, she stepped between the fiancé and the maid, forcing a confrontation that left the room silent except for the baby's soft, cautious cries. Just as it seemed the situation had been contained, the fiancé made one final move, a sudden, desperate attempt to regain control. But in an unexpected twist, the baby, sensing the fear and tension, reached out instinctively to the sister, startling everyone and diffusing the last ounce of the fiancé's influence. The room fell into stunned silence. In that moment, it became clear, the mansion's illusion of perfection had been broken. Hidden truths were exposed, and a new balance had formed. But even as relief washed over the maid and the sister, a single, unexplained sound from the mansion's far wing hinted that another secret was waiting, leaving the audience questioning what would happen next. The mansion, once a place of tension and hidden threats, finally began to breathe again. The fiancé, confronted by the millionaire's sister and seeing her schemes unravel, left the house in silence, her arrogance replaced by defeat. The maid, still holding the baby close, felt a wave of relief wash over her. For the first time in months, she could finally see safety and calm returning to the home. The millionaire arrived moments later, unaware of the full story but immediately sensing a shift in the atmosphere. His sister quickly filled him in, revealing the fiancé's manipulations and the danger she had brought to the baby. Shocked but grateful for the maid's courage and the sister's intervention, he realized the true value of trust and integrity, qualities that money could never buy. As the day turned to evening, the mansion felt warmer, lighter, and full of possibility. The baby, once at the center of fear and tension, was now surrounded by care and protection. The maid, once quiet and overlooked, had emerged as the hero of the day, proving that courage and compassion could outshine wealth and privilege. Though the fiancé's departure left a lingering question of what might happen next, the household had gained clarity, strength, and unity. The story closed with a reminder that true power lies not in